Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another NES Game Collection video. Hopefully we're picking up right where we left off last time, and that was with the 10-gen release of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Well, next up in sequence, within my collection anyway, as it stands now, from SNK, Iron Tank, The Invasion of Normandy. Okay, this is a game that was a port of the 1989 Leland coin-op that many people consider to be kind of a sequel to a 1986 Atari Games coin-op called Super Sprint. Now, Super Sprint was ported to a number of systems. It was released here in the US, for example, on the NES by Atari Games subsidiary, 10-gen. Well, this game, which hit the arcades 3 years later than Super Sprint, itself was ported to numerous systems. Over in the UK, for example, it was ported to most, if not all, of the microcomputers of the day. I believe those versions were all published by Virgin Games. And I believe they also published the Sega Master System version for it over there. It was also released for the Mega Drive, and over here it was released for the Super Nintendo. I love that version. And for the NES. The NES version was published by Leland subsidiary Trade West. Ivan Ironman Stewart's Super Off-Road. Now, a lot of versions just say simply Super Off-Road because Ivan is missing. He was in the original arcade version and he's in this version. But most publishers did not deem it necessary to renew the license with the Iron Man. Now, the Super Nintendo version includes within the gameplay a lot of references to Toyota, which were pulled out of the NES version. However, they have a Toyota pickup plain as day on the face label. As you can see, this supports the 4-player multi-tap. And yes, I know I have a tendency to ramble, especially when it's late at night, and I don't always make sense, so just bear with me. Alright, what do you get when you take a movie license and a publisher like LJN and they add words like interactive video game? What you get is a really bad game. Jaws, which is a shame because the film is great. Now, I pulled in, or I should say pushed in, rather quickly because I didn't want to shame the person who wrote their name on the cartridge. It's something I don't do, and I wish it's something that no one has ever done in the history of time, because it's just a pain. Alright, we have a game from Wisdom Tree, which means it's a Bible game. Formerly known as Color Dreams, all of their cartridges say Color Dreams on the back. Now, most of the unlicensed third-party publishers in the US for the NES used a method for getting around the 10NES third-party lockout chip, wherein they used a voltage spike on the 10NES chip to momentarily confuse it. As far as I can remember, 10-gen was the only one that didn't do that because they were afraid of liability issues if perhaps the voltage spike could damage the 10NES chip. I don't know that it ever did. But anyway, this game from Wisdom Tree is basically the Color Dreams game Crystal Mines, but re-themed. The graphics have been altered, but it uses the same engine. The name of the game is, sounds like a song by ABBA, Joshua, the Battle of Jericho. Now, how do I push it and show you the directions without shaming the person who wrote their name on there? Well, I don't know how. But you'll notice it says, to start game, please wait up to 7 flashes on TV screen. Power on 7 seconds between power off and on. And it doesn't say 7 flashes, it says 9 flashes. Alright, from Sunsoft. Hopefully I pronounced this correctly. Journey to Cessnaace. I'm sure if I mispronounced it, somebody will tell me. By the way, I'm waiting on 3 packages. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, from HAL America. Joust. From HAL America, Kabuki Quantum Fighter. A couple of videos ago I turned on autofocus and I'm not sure it's working to my satisfaction. From Data East, Karate Champ. Arcade hit. Data East at one point made pinball machines here in the US, and if I remember correctly, they sold their pinball manufacturing facility to Sega. Okay, another movie licensed game from LJN. The Karate Kid. My wife likes this film more than I do, although we both like the remake with Jackie Chan. I don't know if there's a video game based on that. From Data East, arcade hit. Karnov. From Ultra Games. My mind went blank. They were owned by somebody who used the Ultra Games brand as a way to get around Nintendo's ridiculous policy of you can only publish so many games per year. What happened was a lot of publishers simply created other labels. And I believe, if I remember correctly, the company that owned Ultra Games also owned Palcom in Europe, which was created for the same reason. Okay, this supports the 4-player multi-tap. Kings of the Beach. I'm trying to get to some of the boxed ones I have. Konami. I believe they were the ones that owned Ultra Games and Palcom. It's amazing how the mind works. King's Quest V. Really nice looking cartridge too. Okay, now this is a port of one of the 3 seminal puzzle games of that era, for me anyway. All 3 of these puzzle games wound up in the arcades, and I played all 3 of them to death. I have all 3 of them for several systems. I'm talking about Tetris, Columns, and clacks. Now I have several versions of clacks. I have it for the Master System. I have it for the Genesis. I have it for the Lynx. The Lynx version is rather interesting. The Lynx was designed so that with some games you could take the unit itself from being horizontal to vertical, and then you'd have more screen space, and that gave you more reaction time with games like clacks. Okay, from Acclaim. Used to have the box to this. I don't know what happened to it. Knight Rider. Okay, from Acclaim again. Krusty's Funhouse, featuring The Simpsons, in case you didn't know. I'm being facetious there. Okay, Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. This is from SNK. I used to play this quite a lot. Includes a password feature, part of the Adventure series. Legacy of the Wizard from Broderbund. This is one of the games I bought back in the day. Okay, from Capcom, Legendary Wings. And to end this video with, another game I got back in the day, The Legend of Zelda. Okay, until next time, stay awesome.